Okay, do you see us online?
Not yet.
Yes, we are. Okay.
Okay, you need a moment just to find it.
Okay.
Because it's still not showing me.
Okay, here Anna is with us, and hi Anna. She's saying hello, so you see us. Anna, can you write to me where do you see us, from what page, that we know, because we can't see it?
Ah, okay, now I found it. It was down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna share it and then.
Okay, yeah, here's Malki, and they are seeing us, they hear us. That's great. Thank you. Okay, so hello everybody. We're going to start now, just in a few seconds. It's a good time to share this video. It's going to be a very interesting video. We're going to talk to get messages from the angels. So share the video now.
Yes, welcome everyone. I'm also gonna see here in my page. We give a few moments to people to come. And also, if you see us, make hearts and likes and say hi in the comments so we know you are here. So everyone can see us more and join us.
Yeah, I see them saying hello.
Okay, good. I'm just here sharing on my page.
Okay, yeah, I'm sharing as well. So I think we can start.
Okay, so let's start. So hello everyone, my name is Chen. I'm in Portugal right now, and we have Raqefet with us, Raqefet Beka Moses in Israel. So we met through Edna, which is my auntie that I love so much, and she's probably here with us also. So
Yes,
hi, and thank you so much for this connection. You're our guest of honor today. And yeah, Raqefet is channeling for many years since she was a child, and she will tell us about it more. And we had this idea to have this cooperation, to go live together, for her to be able to share the messages of the angels. And also when we connected and had this idea to do this cooperation of this live, we were talking about the times that we all pass now, this global major shift, and the Raqefet also will channel for us the messages from the angels for making to all of us this shift the most easy and graceful, and this is also our intention and prayer. So Raqefet, yes, thank you for dedicating this time and space, and we are here to listen to you.
Okay, so first of all, thank you, Chen, for this space and for this connection. Edna, thank you as well. And I'll tell you a few sentences just about myself. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Raqefet Beka Moses. I'm a spiritual and a practical guide, and I'm channeling since I was 7 years old. It actually started when my cousin died in the army, and I just started seeing him when I was 7. And he was actually like an escort for me until I was 19 years old, and then he left me. And I found out even after he left me that I kept seeing things and hearing things. And then I found out that I'm actually channeling not only him, but a lot of other entities and angels. And since then, just my ability to channel just kept growing. So at this time, what I'm doing is I'm consulting to people through channeling, and I'm sending the messages, transferring the messages that the angels are transferring through me to the rest of the world. So this is the reason that we are doing this this live now. And I've been channeling every Sunday morning the weekly messages. I think the last more than 3 years, which is amazing. That's every week the last 3 years, the last 3 years that I'm doing it. And they have things to say every week, which always amazes me. I always tell them, what do you have to say that you haven't said before? And they actually was preparing us to this time, the time that we are in now. They were preparing us, and I didn't understand it at that time. They kept saying something is going to change, something big is going to come to your world, and you need to be prepared. And this is the time. We are here now at that important time right now. So what is going on now? So we have the coronavirus, which we all know about and we all experience the changes that it brings to our world. But the corona is just a symptom. It's coming here, it's here because it wants to tell us to do the process that need to be done in each one of us in order for us to join together and do the process together. So first of all, if we look at the corona, what it told us to shut down. Don't go outside, only look inside. Stop everything and look inside to yourself and check in yourself, your lifestyle, check in yourself the way that you feel every moment, every day, and don't take anything for granted. That was the first thing that they kept telling us when the corona started, because a lot of people said, oh my God, I cannot go to work, my kids are at home. All our lifestyle changed. For us in Israel, we cannot leave Israel to other countries. It means that we have to be, it has a lot of things that we don't want to do to be 2 weeks now in shutdown. So now they told us you need to stop everything and look inside of yourself to check the lifestyle, the way that you live right now, and to see if it is the way that you want your life to be. And when we answer that question, they told us, okay, now we're going to bring you back to life, but in a completely different way from what you had experienced until now. A lot of people are waiting for the corona to just go away and for their lives to go back to what they have been before. But it's not what's going to be, because we are now experiencing a new era. It's a completely new way of living that we are now going to experience. And the first thing is that we need to be complete, and we need to understand that we are not waiting for that to finish. We are not waiting for the corona to disappear. We want to find a way to live with it, with the changes that it made us see that need to be done. And the first of all is us, each one of us, inside of us. What are the things that were important to me before the corona and that I found out during the corona that are not so important? What are the things that I found out that they are important and I didn't get enough attention to them? I didn't give enough attention to them. So this is the first thing. We need to look at our lives and to see those even small things. You know, a lot of people suddenly had a lot of time with their kids and their partners, or they were apart from their parents, and they're starting to appreciate that time more, or to appreciate the time alone more. Both of them are right, okay? There's no right answers. So each one of us, what he felt for itself. And I think the first thing that they told us is pay attention. Don't wait until for it to change again to what it was before, because it's not what's going to be. So when we look at that time and we understand that we had change, we need to understand that we're going to keep changing. So the first thing was that. And then after that, they said, okay, so you're going back to work. How are you going to keep the changes, to keep all the things that you understood about yourself? How are you going to keep it now in the life that you are going back to work? What are you going to change? Because as we said, we're not going back. Because if we'll go back, the corona will be again the same as it was at the beginning. So everyone was in shock and there was shut down, so they can do that again. But they said, no, let's continue the process. You understood what are the things that are important, what are the people that are important to your life, that you feel that you had been far away from them and you don't want to keep that distance. So how are you going to change that in your life now? And I think that was maybe the most important, I think that was a very important part. Okay, I see Han is not here with me, but I'm going to keep talking and she will join me in a few seconds. Han, if you hear me, just join us again. So I know that the first thing is that the corona had changed the way we looked at ourselves, at our lives. And now we want the corona to help us see the process that we need to do for the world and not just for us, for each one separately. So after we changed the way we looked at our lives, each one of us, each individual, now we understand, here it is. Here you are. Okay, just for a second. I'm guessing it's the internet connection. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Good. So I was just saying that now we had to go back to our work and to understand how we're going to keep the changes that we started, the insights that we had about our lives, how are we going to keep that in going back to work. And I think it was a very difficult time for people to see that they are going back to work, but they want to keep being more with the family, and they didn't know how to do it. And at that point, there was a lot of fear and a lot of anger and a lot of frustration that came out of us, and a lot of sadness, because suddenly someone is saying that they cannot hear us. I don't know if other people can tell us. Do you hear us? Do you see us? Is the connection okay? See, my connection is fine. Okay. So a lot of people try to understand how they're going to keep the quality times with their loved ones and go back to work. How can it be? And how can they keep themselves safe at the same time, with the mask and everything, and to meet up with people, and at the same time to be in a safe place. And there was a lot of things that around us that scares us, a lot of stories and conspiration, a lot of things that people started saying that this was in charge of that, and the cabal and all kind of words that kind of scared us. And a lot of people starting to feel frustrated, and they don't know how to keep the things that the insight that they understood about their lives to that time now that we are going to now. And then all the riots started. I think in Israel, exactly in Israel, it started when all the people had to go back to work. And suddenly they said, wow, it's rotten. What's going on here? A lot of things have to change. And a lot of pain came out. And at this time, what the angels told us was, first of all, let it be. Just take everything out. Say what you have to say. Take it out. But it's not the time that we are in now. I'll touch that time. I'll talk about it in a few seconds. They said, first of all, let yourself to express what you feel. Let the fear come out. And remember that all the process that you have done through these years of growing, spiritual growing that we are all been through, it's not forgotten because you are now feeling pain. You didn't forget it. You're not going back. But you have to give this pain and this frustration and this anger, you must give it space in order to clean it from yourself. So that was about, I think, the last 3 months was all about that, taking out the pain, taking out all the pressure that we had felt, through the corona, it just had to come out in a certain way to give it expression. And now, this time now that we are in, this week and this date today that we are, the 9th of September, 9th of September, which is a very important date today, is actually a beginning of a shift. And on this, the beginning of the week, on Sunday, I got a weekly message. And on the weekly message, they said, well, I mostly channel the angels, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael, but there are also light entities that come to us. And this week they said, you need to pay attention to each word that you say, each word. And you need to change it, to flip the word at the same second that you think about it before you take it out of your mouth. You need to change the meaning. So if you think that you feel fear, you need to say the opposite. You need to say that you feel love. If you think that you feel sad, you need to say that you feel happy. And then I told them, okay, but if I say it, it doesn't mean that that's what I feel. Because if I feel sad, then I'm not feeling happy, right? But they said, no, you need to understand this time, this week that we are in now is a very, very important time. And if you say at this time, the word that you are saying, doesn't matter what it is, it creates a reality multiple 7 times higher than the energy that used to be until now. So it's a very, very, very strong time now, okay? Each word that we say is actually have the meaning, like a lot more in the energy is very, very high. It creates the reality that we are in now in a very, very fast way. So we need to understand that the word that we want to say, we need to stop before we say it and change the word. And they told us, I don't know, have you seen the weekly message last week, Chen?
Of the last week, not yet, but maybe.
No, I mean the week before you said taste the words. Did you see that?
Yes, this one I did, and I really connected to it and liked it. And actually, when hearing you now, I acknowledge that this is actually things that are happening in the interactions I have. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. They said I think it was 2 weeks ago or maybe 3 weeks ago. They said taste the words before you express them, and it means like they said taste it and stop. Don't say that. Say, like they said, do with your tongue like this, and stop the words in your mouth and feel the taste and think, does it taste like unconditional love, or does it taste like something bitter or something sweet or salty? So if you know what it tastes like, you know if you want to express it outside of you. You want to know if you want to make that reality happen. Because if it feels bitter, do you want that bitter reality to create right now? And when they said to do that, I think it was a very difficult mission for me, because I'm used to talk a lot and they talk fast. So suddenly to stop in every second just to think, to taste the words was a very, very interesting experience. But I think that what happened then is that I was in silence a lot more. And that silence helped us to understand and to look at what we want and not what we don't want. So it was 3 weeks ago that they said, taste the words. And then last week they said, now keep quiet. Now don't talk. Just experience the inside of you, the love, the unconditional love. Experience that. And from that silence that we were in, we can find inside of us what we do want and not what we don't want. So if before that week, they told us, give expression to what you feel, to the fear and to the anger and everything, just to take it out of yourself, let it be. Now they said, leave it. Leave it. Now be in silence. That's what they said last week. And now they're saying, now we want you to look at what you want and not what you don't want. If you want your world to be created on unconditional love base, so you need to talk unconditional love words. You cannot talk about hate. You cannot talk about what you don't want. You cannot talk about the things that scares you. You need to talk about the things that you want to create. And it's not so easy for us. It's quite difficult to say, okay, I'm not going to pay attention to anything that scares me or that frightens me or that makes me sad. But that's what they're asking us, because they said, now it's time of creation. Now. Not tomorrow, not before. Now, from now on, we create. We create the world. And 9 is actually like 9 months, like giving birth. So it's exactly the time that we start this birth now. And we recreate our world at this moment. And that's why we chose that date as well. And there's no coincidence. We have chosen this date because it was guided. And they said, you need to remember that everything that you experience, they're saying it now, everything that you experience inside of you is going to reflect for you in your life. So the way that you experience yourself is the way it's going to reflect outside of you. So pay attention to the way that you feel inside of you. I hope it was clear, right? The message they said now? Yes. Okay. And if you have, by the way, if you have questions, so write them down for us, okay? Because they are here to answer the questions. So if you have questions, just write them down. I will see your questions, and I'll ask them for us. Chen, do you see questions in your page? Because I can see only a few here.
No.
Okay. Okay. If you see questions, just let me know.
Yes.
So I want to ask for the angels if there is something, an important message that we need to transfer for you, for us, not just to me as well now. And let's see what I have to say. Okay, so they're saying that this time is much greater importance than what we can understand in our minds, and that we need to pay attention to the way we talk to each other and the way we want to experience the life outside of us, because a lot of things that we think from our mind that it's what we want to experience, it's not what our souls and our hearts want to experience. So they ask us to pay attention to the experience that we want to be in our hearts and in our souls. They say, let go of the mind and let your soul direct the way. Let your soul show you the way that you need to walk through. Let the soul show you the path when you join together and create a new world. The creation that it is now in this world is much bigger than what you can experience and much bigger than what you can understand in your mind. And they say that red and look to the sky. And when you say the name of the angel that you refer the question to, you will see a light, and that light will show you that the answer is on the way to you. And I ask a question through myself. Now I just ask, what if we feel unhappy? How can we pay attention to what we create outside if we feel inside frustration or unhappy? And they're saying, there's a lot of internet problems here, but everything is fine. They're saying when you feel unhappy or frustration, you need to understand that it's just the way that you is actually understanding the world, and from what you can experience from your mind. So again, put the mind on the side. I don't know if you heard all of it. Chen, were you here? Did you hear all of it? Okay. I'll explain again. I ask, what if I feel unhappy? Okay. If I feel unhappy or sad, how can I say good words and experience? Because they said put the mind on the side and see what you experience inside of you, feel what you experience inside of you, and remember that what you experience inside is what's going to reflect in your reality. So that's what we're going to create. And I said, okay, what if I feel unhappy? I don't want to create unhappiness. I want to create happy. And how can I if I don't say the words, okay, not saying the word, it's one thing, but how can I change the way I feel and to create what I want to create, and I feel it inside of me? I cannot control what I feel the whole time. And they say that the way I feel is the interpretation that I give the situation that I'm in. And interpretation is from the mind. It's not from the soul and from the heart. So they're saying connect to the soul and let the soul show you the path to go through that unhappiness, to change it, to understand that the soul can see through that. They're saying that the bad and good, the duality that we have here, is also an experience that we chose to feel as humans. But the soul knows that everything is love. The soul knows that everything, the soul knows and remember and knows how to change it for us. So they say when you experience unhappy, connect to the soul and leave the mind aside. Don't think about the story. Just connect to your soul. Just tell your soul, okay, I'm letting you now lead the way, not the mind and not even the heart. I'm letting my soul now leading me outside of this unhappiness. And they're saying that the soul is all the time in bliss. We think that sometimes they say that we have an expression that it says in Hebrew, we said that it hurts in my soul. You know that people say it hurts in my soul?
Yeah.
And there's no such a thing. I don't know if people say it also in English, but they say there's no such a thing. The soul doesn't hurt. The soul have experiences that it chose to feel in this world, but the feeling is in the heart. The feeling is not in the soul. So we need to remember that when we are unhappy, when we are sad, when we are angry, or all kind of things that we feel that is not in the good part, we need to remember the soul doesn't feel that. It's the heart, and we want to go through that and to go to the happiness again and to create the reality from what we feel inside. We want to reflect it to a good reality. So we need to tell the soul, okay, I'm letting you lead now. Take me to the bliss, because they say the soul is always in bliss. The soul is always connected to the unconditional love. We know that the soul is actually a spark, a part of the creation of God. It doesn't mean the name that we will give it, but the soul is a part of God. And they say that a part of God is always complete, is always a part of the creation, and always in bliss, is always unconditional love. So we need to connect to that part when we feel unhappy inside of us. That's the message they're telling us to transfer now to everyone else. And these days that we are in now, as they said, is just going back to this new world that we are creating now. It's a new beginning. That's the time to join together. That's the time to find what is the gift that I bring to this world, and to join together and find a way to bring that gift to the world with other people, to work together. And now we cannot wait. We can't wait and say, okay, next month or in 6 months or another year, I need to find myself first. We are here now. We are finding ourselves now. We find the gift that we have inside of us now, and we need to bring out to the world now. This is the time. And they say we need to remember that today and this year is so, so important. And actually, there's a lot of, as I said before, there's a lot of stories, there's a lot of people that are trying to make us be afraid, to scare us, and tell us about all kinds of things that might happen. And I don't even want to go to that stories, okay? All kind of options, potentials that can happen. But there's also another way, because if there's one potential, there's also the other one, the good side, the good potential. And they say if you pay attention to that, to the good, that's what will be. That's what you will create. They said, I think I put it in my Facebook as well. I'll tell it. They said, if you think the black is white, so be it. If you think that the fear is happiness, so be it. Okay? So they say if you think that this is another thing, that's what it will be. So we need to pay attention this week specifically, what we think, what we experience, what we say, and change the world in a second. Even if we think something is black, we will say it is white, even though if someone else will tell us, what, it's black, can't you see it's black? No, I see that it's white. I say it's white, and it will be white. And we have the ability to change, such a strong ability, and sometimes we think from our mind, and they said, just put your mind aside. It doesn't matter what your mind's saying, because your mind can only explain what he knows from your perspective, from what you understand. Your mind, we're using only a small part of our minds, and they said your souls knows much better, so let it lead the way. Let your soul show the way. So I think this is the message. I know this is the message they want us to transfer to as many people as possible. If you have questions, and you have,
I have.
Yay! Okay.
Yes. It's something that we spoke before, and when we were thinking, okay, what will the live will be about, and what do we want to transmit? But because now are happening many, on a global level, many issues are coming up with the government.
Yeah.
People are manifesting. There are many things that are coming up to the surface. So what is the guidance for the next? Because also I've heard astrologically that whatever happened until now this year, it's nothing, like now we are entering to a more intense, and we don't know if it's, the corona, the government, the aliens, whatever, we don't know what it will be. We know that might come more turbulence.
Yeah.
But mainly we are facing now in front of authorities, at least in the way I see, vaccines or manifestations, government. So how, well, nothing is exterior, right? It's reflecting about our inner, it's the collective consciousness. But I believe it's also part of the shift and the evolution, but how to make this jump to the next level of awareness of humanity, that there is no authority outside. It's like,
okay.
You understand my question? How to make this shift?
I think I do, and I can tell you the answer that they gave us this morning. This morning we did a national meditation in Israel, and I was a part of the teachers that did this meditation. And what they said was that first of all, each person has a meaning. Each one of us, like they said before, if I say it's white, then it will be white. I'm taking it through that way that it's going to be white. Okay, it's like I did half of the change already. Even if you say that it's black, I'm doing my part and you're doing your part. And they're saying you need to remember that each one of you has a part, has a meaning in this change. So if you feel something bad and you can change it to a good feeling, that you have done a lot. You have done a lot, not only for yourself, you have done a lot for the entire world. That's the first thing that we need to remember. The second thing is that all those stories, all those things that we see, and some of them we don't see, we hear, and we think, are they true or not true? And they say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because it's a part of the path that we want to take you through in order to awake you, in order to make you say, I don't want it to be this way anymore. I want it to be this way. I want to change to that. So I cannot keep feeling that frustration that someone else is deciding for me the way that I have to live. And I need to find a way inside of me to change that. So it awakes us. And then each part of us, each one of us, is starting to do that change. And they say, don't look at the stories. They don't matter. The story itself doesn't matter. What matters is, what does it make me feel inside, and what am I going to do about it? Am I going to change something? So change it now. And they really saying that a lot of people, they say there is poverty in the world for many years, always had, and a lot of people didn't care about it. And even if we care, what have we done about it? Did we really change it? I mean, okay, I gave a donation. Did I really? Did it really made a change in the world? It didn't. It didn't. Maybe, okay, so I did a donation even every month. It didn't really matter in a global way. It didn't matter. But now the whole global is experiencing the coronavirus, and we feel suddenly that our destiny is together. Until now, each one of us felt that his destiny is just his own.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm here doing my life and doing what I want and, okay, taking care of my family. But I didn't really feel the connection with that person in the other side of the world, maybe in China, okay, that ate a bat. Okay, suddenly there is a connection between us. And suddenly we're doing those changes together. And they say it's just stories. The stories are not important. What's important is, what do you feel and what are you going to do about it? Are you going now, like we did today, connect to someone in Portugal and say, let's do a live together, let's wake more people to the messages that they're saying in Portugal, people in Portugal that I never been there and I never talked to people there. Okay, I thought about moving there, but I haven't done it. So if it made me do something, a lot of people start doing something, that small thing, that their part. And when each one of us is doing its own part, that's the change. The change is from each person, starts from each one of us. Okay, I think, does it give you the answer?
Yes. It's just, it's a good reminder not to be attached to the stories. And I just think it's a evolution process of many, many years.
Exactly.
This is like a small drop in the ocean, what we experience now, which is also like
it's the ocean, but the drop in the ocean, it changed a lot of things. I mean, you can see the waves.
Yeah, it can be a small drop and a big one.
Exactly.
Yes.
It does have the waves that it affects something. It affects something around it. Okay, so I know that there is a question here.
Yes.
From Lisa. How do we hear our soul connect to it? How do we know when the message is coming from the soul, not from the mind or the heart? That's a good question. Let's see what they're saying. Okay, let's ask the angels. Okay. Okay, well, that's an interesting answer. They're saying, first of all, to connect to the soul is from breathing. So they say when you breathe and you calm yourself, you can connect to your soul. And when you are excited and when you are in a rush or something like that, it's not your soul that is leading you. Even being excited, with a lot of people saying I'm excited, they think it's connected to the soul. The soul is calm. It's always calm. It's always something that is very, 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 very happy and very filled with love. And they say that in order to understand if the message is from the heart or from the mind or from the soul, what we need to pay attention is, sorry, I think my daughter just walked in. Teila, sorry, this is my daughter. Hi. Just came back from school.
She's manifesting unconditional love. She came and just...
Yes, exactly. Yes, her and the dog. תקראי למותק, תהילה. תקראי למותק. תודה. Okay, so where was I? They said, okay. they said that in order to understand if the answer is from the mind or the heart, what we need to do is to remember that the mind and the heart is experiencing feelings, and the soul doesn't experience feelings and doesn't give interpretation. Okay? The soul is bliss. The soul is calm, and it doesn't experience hate, fear, judgment. Everything that has judgment inside is always something that's connected to the mind or to the heart. We're feeling hurt is from the heart. It's not from the soul. The soul is not hurt. When we feel that we need, that we want something, like if we want love, to want love is from the heart. It's not from the soul, because the soul is complete. The soul is unconditional love. It doesn't need anything. The mind and the heart have needs, have interpretations. The soul doesn't have interpretations. That's the answer to that question. I hope that that's clear, Lisa. You can write to me if it is. And I think we're about to finish now. Let's just see if there is one more question. Even if you do, so write it down. And I'm going to ask you now to share this video. It's the first time that we're doing this video, and we actually have already the next.
Yes.
Right? The next topic that we're going to talk about. Do you remember what it is? Or do I need to check?
I don't really remember the date. It's our next live. We would love to. Excuse me?
You will say the date and I will check the topic.
Okay, I also see that Lisa wrote, thank you so much. Breathing is the key. So, okay.
Yes, thank you.
Our next live will be at the 23rd of September, which is, I think, the same day of the week. Let me check.
Yes, it was Wednesday as well. I'm going to tell you the topic. Yeah, and I want to tell you the topic because I remember that the topic was very important, so I'm just going to check and tell you. Okay, so the next live that we're going to do is how to do a spiritual jump at this time. Okay, so it's going to be just like really, really practical things that you can do in order to do that spiritual jump now, to do that spiritual growth that we are in this important time that we are in now. It's going to be really practical things, because as I said, I'm a very practical person. So I have to have it in practical things that we can do and not just understanding from the mind. So this is going to be the next slide that we'll do. And what I would like to ask you is to share this video. Please share this video and do likes and hearts. And in June, we had a process here in Israel that's called the 9-gate. And the 9-gate process was a very strong process. I don't know if you experienced it, Chen, but I know Edna did, and a lot of people that are here in the Zoom with us in this live had experienced it. It was very strong, very powerful meditations, 9 meditations, 9 gates in different topics, creation, forgiveness, a lot of very important things. And I got a message from my angels, from the angels, to channel, to translate it to English. And I did translate it to English and I recorded them. So if you want to receive those gates, 9 gates, the meditations, they are for free. Just write to me, write I here, and I will send you those recordings, and you can do them and share them with more people.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would love also to experience them. I don't know if you can also leave the link on the comment, or if it's better people.
I will leave my WhatsApp. You can send me a WhatsApp or through my page. My page is called Be the Change in English, and you can send me maybe a messenger, or you can send me a WhatsApp, and then I will send it to you directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would also like, before we complete, to...
Okay. So Chen is not with us at this second. She will join again. Here it is. Here she is. Yeah.
The connection here. But yeah. I will repeat because we are completing. I would like to give gratitude to you, Raqefet,
Thank you.
I'm really honored to have this space here with you and with the angels and with everyone that are watching us. I believe also people will watch it later and share it. And also if someone that, because Raqefat received this guidance from the angels, and this is also what we are doing here to spread these messages to people from all over the world, and that's why we do it in English. But also if there is someone from Portuguese language or other kind of language that is listening and would like to translate videos, also you are welcome to contact her, to write to her. And of course, come and join us on the next live on the 23rd of September. We will look forward to be with you here. And yes, thank you. Lots of gratitude.
Thank you. Thank you, Chen, for bringing me to this space, and thank you all the people that are watching us now and that will watch us in the future. And we'll see you again next week on the 23rd of September at the same time. It's the 23rd?
Yes, it's the same time.
It's not next week. It's 2 weeks from now.
Exactly.
The same time. It's 1 o'clock Israel time or 11 o'clock Portuguese time.
Yeah, also something that comes to me to share now with everyone is we are coming from a Jewish tradition. Let's say it's the Jewish New Year.
Yeah.
It's a new world that is being formed. Yeah. So yeah, may this new year and new world will bring grace and bliss to all of us.
Yeah, we'll tell you Shana Tova, which means have a good year. Shana Tova.
Thank you to you too and to everyone. See you soon.
Thank you. See you soon. Bye.
Bye bye.